Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to talk about the last project until this date, which is the ERA project of the token of eternity. Now in order for me to explain the token itself, we go into the app of it, which is in the Trust Wallet app that I'm using. Once you're inside of the Trust Wallet app, you press on the discover here at the bottom right. Then at the search, as always, you search ETER.to. Now let's go to the ERA project here, which is at the bottom right. Once you're inside the ERA project, the first panel or the main panel that you guys will see, unlike the other projects main panels like the stock insurance forecast or the fan communities main panel, in the ERA project there is no supply and demand side. In here there is only put on suggestions, and after it has gone through a phase it will come here in the voting section where it will be voted on by shareholders. Now shareholders are those who have bought stocks for themselves. We call them shareholders, or you can call them stockholders or anything you want as well. But in this tutorial I'm going to use the term shareholders. Now once you're inside the ERA project itself and in the voting section that you come, as you guys can see, currently from the day this project was launched until this date, there has been put on 2 suggestions, which the first suggestion was Fan Community version 2, which is currently closed and it has been failed. As you guys can see, the no option is 95.35%, meaning that this suggestion has failed. Then there was the second suggestion here, which was the same about the same thing, but the suggestion had some improvements, and as you guys can see, it says that Fan Community version 2 edited. If you guys press on the suggestion itself, it will go into more detail about that suggestion, and you guys will be able to see that what its challenges are, what it is even about, what solutions are put on the table, and its aim, what it's aimed to improve and stuff like that. You can see the descriptions and stuff like that. And after you scroll down, you guys will have 3 different options here, as you guys can see, which is the yes, no, and the report option. If you press on the yes, then the points on the yes option will go up, which is currently 1533, or 98.46% of it is been voted as yes. But there is also the option of no, which has 24 points, and the report option. Except for the yes option, the no option and report option are the same. Both of them aim for the suggestion not being approved, and the only difference between them is that in the no you can just press on it and the point will go into the no option. But if you press on the report, you will need to have given a valid reason as to why you have reported this particular suggestion. Now the put on suggestions, if more than 15% of it has been voted on either of these options, the following things will occur. If more than 15% of it has been voted as yes, then in that case that suggestion will have been approved, meaning it will be successful. As you guys can see here at the top, it says that's successful, and currently it's closed because its timer has run out. And then there is the no option here at the bottom as well, which is put on a no to that suggestion. If more than 15% of it has been voted as no, then that suggestion will have been dubbed as failed instead of successful here. But if more than 15% of the suggestion is reported, then in that case put on a warning for the person who has suggested this proposal. On the first try they will only get a warning. On the second try they will be banned from putting on suggestions for 6 months, and on the third failed attempt, then they will be completely banned from putting on suggestions ever again. They can still put on votes, say yes, no, or reports, but they cannot put on any suggestions anymore. Now let's go back into the main panel. There is also a timer for a put on suggestion after it has gone through a phase, which we will talk about in the suggest section of this main panel. That timer that after it's gone through that phase and come into the voting section, it'll have a 48 hours timer for it to be voted on. And after that 48 hour, if more than 15% of that voting has been put on an option, then according to that option, the following things that I talked about will occur to that suggestion. If it's more than 15% yes, then it will be successful and go through the next phase where it will be programmed and stuff like that, and it will be put on to use and stuff like that. Anyways, as I was saying, there is a 48 hours timer on that suggestion, and after the 48 hours, then the voting will conclude, meaning that it will be closed. And as you guys can see, it's labeled as closed right beside the successful label on the second suggestion, as well as the first suggestion as well, meaning that their 48 hours has run out. Also, there is one more thing. The suggestions that are being put up can only be voted one at a time, meaning that the first suggestion put up will come first and it will be voted on for the next 48 hours after its timer has run out. Then the second suggestions put on will come here after it's gone through its phase and be voted on in the voting section, meaning that one vote at a time. But there is an exception to this rule, which is the owner's suggestion themselves. If the owner themselves or the creator themselves comes and put on a suggestion, then that suggestion will take on priority, meaning that after a suggestion is in its voting phase, after its 48 hours has run out, then the suggestion behind it doesn't come up, but the owner's suggestion themselves will take priority, meaning they will come after this suggestion. Anyways, this is for the voting section. Now let's go to the suggesting section. In here, as you guys can see, this is where you can put on your proposal or suggestion that you want to give, and you write its name, its challenges, the solution for that challenge, its aim, and how to improve the token. The description of it will also be needed. Then we have the attachments, and last but not least, we have the grade themselves, which are in 3 different grades, which are named as A grade, B grade, and C grade. There is also a rule behind who can put on a suggestion and who cannot. In order for a wallet to be able to put on a suggestion, they will need to have bought at least 5 stocks in the stock project, and they will need to have bought 5 stock in the stock project. And after they put this suggestion and it has been approved by certain individuals and gone into the voting site, until then they will need to have completed those 5 stocks themselves. If they haven't completed those 5 stocks, then the put on suggestion, the point that wallet gets for that suggestion, will not go to them, but instead it goes under the name of the creator themselves. Meaning that if you want a suggestion, if you want a point for the put on suggestion to go to you yourselves, then you will need to have completed all 5 of your stocks that you buy in the stock project. And anyways, once you have completed all of these sites, all of these descriptions, aims, solution, challenges, and name of the suggestion, you will need to have given it a grade yourselves here. There are 3 different grades, as you guys can see. The A grade is for put on suggestions that aim to give innovation for new ideas, meaning that there hasn't been an idea like it before For a grade B suggestion, it is a suggestion about improving already existing systems like the exchange project's particular site and stuff like that, for example. C grade proposal is for proposals suggesting minor innovations for already existing sites as well. C is for minor upgrades, like let's say for example an improvement in the terms and conditions of a project, something like that. B is for a suggestion that are about improving already existing systems, and A is for innovations for something completely new. Once you have selected a grade for your proposal as well, and you have pressed on the send, it will go to 3 different individuals at a time. First, the suggestion will go to an elite, and if there is no elite, then it will go into a legend, for a legend, in order for them to see the proposal and see if it's a good proposal or not. Or if there are no legends either, then last but not least, it will go to the creator themselves, and they will see that if the suggestion is good or not. If it is good and its aim is actually for the improvement of the token, then in that case they can either choose to agree to that suggestion or not. After you get an approval from at least one of these 3 individuals, then that suggestion will go into the voting section, where it will be voted on by shareholders, and after it's been voted on, then it will go its own way. If it's voted on yes, then it will be put on to making it, it will be put on to the programming of that suggestion and stuff like that. If it's voted as no, then it will be discarded. If it's voted as report and the report is valid, as I said before, the creator will put a warning to the suggested proposer. An elite is someone that has successfully proposed 4 proposals from the same grade, and if let's say for example you have put on 4 proposals from the A grade, then you will be dubbed as an elite A. Or if you have put on proposals for the B section, you will be dubbed as an elite B. Or if it's from C, then you will be dubbed as elite C. Elite A, B, and C have a role in the prizes section, which we are going to talk about now. Let's press on it. Once we are in the prizes section, as you guys can see, there are 3 different treasuries which are for those 3 different elites. If you are an elite A, you will come into the treasury elite A. If you are from B, you will come into the second treasury. If you're from C, you will come into the C treasury. Of course, a wallet can be in 2 of these treasuries or 3 of the treasuries at the same time as well. If they have put on, for example, 12 different approved suggestions, which 4 of them being from grade A, 4 of them being from grade B, and 4 of them being from grade C, then in that case they can come into these 3 different treasuries at the same time as well. The first elite that comes into the treasury takes for 25% of that accumulated currency. The second elite will get the 25%. The third, once they come, they will get the 25% as well. The fourth, of course, will come and take the last 25% of that treasury, accumulated currency inside that treasury. And after that, the accumulated currencies inside of the treasury will be distributed among all elites equally. Meaning that if a 5th elite comes into the treasury, then the accumulated currencies can't be distributed as 25% to each elite. Then in that case, it will be distributed among all elites equally. There is also the timer here at the top, which is a 1 month timer. After it has run out, any person can come and press on the check here at the right side of the timer. Once they press on the check, then the AI behind of these treasuries will check all elites and see if they press on the check here at the right side of the timer. Once they press on the check, then the AI behind of these treasuries will check all elites and see if there are any elite and from which grade they are. After they have checked that, then those wallets will be sent into the associated treasury and take from it the accumulated ethers. The accumulating ethers that are inside of these treasuries, which are in the form of ether, comes from the stock project. Every stocks or that a wallet buys, or every transfer that is being done in the stock project, from all of those transactions, 3% of it is being taken and put on to these treasuries, with 1% at A grade, 1% at B, and 1% at C. And this is it for the prices section. Now let's go into the status. Once we are inside this status, as you guys can see in this top panel, it shows my own progress. CEES and EES stands for stocks and completed stocks. In this wallet, I have bought 2 stocks and none of them has been completed yet. Then the amount of votes I have, it's how much suggestions I've given and how much proposals I have, are all 0. Elite, no, I am not elite yet. And the legends, I am not legend either. Then once you scroll down here, it says the successful proposals from the grade A, B, and C are 0 as well. I haven't put on any suggestions from any of the grades yet for it to be approved. Once it has been approved, the suggestion, it will be put here in either of the grades that suggestion has been from. Then once we come down here, we have the elite total income. This is the income that comes from the prices section's treasury. Every amount of share that you get from there is being recorded here. Then we have the get my votes, get my suggestions, and approve suggestions. Once a wallet has put on a suggestion and it has been approved, they will get a code kind of thing, where from there they can manage that suggestion that they have put on. You can see how many votes you have from that code, or how many suggestions that you have put on, and how much of them has been approved and stuff like that. You can do it either with that code, or you can come here into the status section and look at it here with these 3 different options. Now this was for the status section. Now let's go into the report. Once you come into the report, as always, at the top we have the ERA's contract address, this project's contract address, which is here. Then we have the elite contract address, which is an address entirely of its own, because an elite is considered a completely different in a completely different category than the project itself. Because of that, it has a contract address of its own. Then we have the number of elites, how many elites there are, which are 0 currently. No wallet has been able to become an elite yet. Then we have the get monthly counter elite, which is 3. And then we have the total donations elite, which is 0. Total prizes elite is 0 as well. And then we have the ERA proposal counter, how many proposals has been put on vote, which are 2, with all two of them being from the owner themselves. There is also one more thing I forgot to add, and that is that the owner themselves cannot become an elite, meaning that they cannot come into the prizes section, the treasuries. They cannot become an elite themselves. They are technically they are an elite already, because they are the owner themselves, and that is it. Then we have once we come down, we have the total CEES. Those 197 is the amount of stocks that has been completed. Then we have the its weight, its multiplier, which is 1047 times a multiplier. Then we have the owner's weight, which is 1005, the owner's multipliers. Guys, remember once we talked about in a previous tutorial where we talked about the stock project and where those stocks come from and how they are divided into 10 different categories and stuff like that, with 51% of the total stocks coming to us and the remaining 49% going to the owner themselves. Yeah, that 49% actually doesn't go to the owner at the same time. It doesn't just automatically go on the first day. Any amount of stocks that we buy, its counter will go to the owner. It will be unlocked for the owner to get as well. For example, there are 1047 stocks, and in that case you can think of it as 51% currently, and the 49% of the remaining which is going to be unlocked by the owner is 1005. And then if you add it on top of each other, it will be 2052 total stocks that are available in the hands of the owner as well as ourselves, which you can also think of it as 100% currently. Then at the bottom here we have the license, which is written, where you guys can view that as well. Now this was for the report section, and thank you guys for listening.